Hi, I'm Julene Reed. This is a screencast about Flubaroo and Google Forms. It's part two of two screencasts. One was a brief overview of Google Forms and the new options and features in Forms, as well as an introduction to Flubaroo. And now we're going to get started with using Flubaroo. This is the Flubaroo website. It's www.flubaroo.com. So what is Flubaroo? Well, Flubaroo is a script you can use with Google Forms and Spreadsheets to analyze data and make your grading really easy when you use a Google Form. So let's show you how to do it. First of all, you'll want to go to your Google Drive. So here's my drive. I can create a form right here, create, and go down to form. And now in my form, I have different options for themes. And if you watch the first series of these screencasts, you'll know that things look a little different than they used to in the past version of Google Forms. But I just pick my theme. And now, even though it looks a little different, I think you'll be able to navigate it pretty easily. In fact, in many ways, it's much easier. You can see some of the differences in the first screencast we did. But here are some of the ones I told you that were in different places, like view the live form, choose response destination, your themes again. Here is your whole form creation place where you will create your form, and then your confirmation page down here. So what I did for this demo purpose today is I created a demo quiz for Flubaroo. And in my demo quiz here, I made up some questions and some of the things I think you'll want to do as well. For instance, first name, last name being required. You might want to do that. You might want to require their email address. You can also have them need to authenticate to your school domain and have that information come through so you know exactly by the information when they log in who they are, and that would show up in your spreadsheet. You can also require a sign-in if they want to view the form. However, know that if they are people outside your domain who you want to include in this form survey or form, you don't want to do that because they can't log into your domain. So think that through a little bit. So here are some of the questions I have, just some short answer, quick, easy, fun questions. And yes, I told some of the participants who took the quiz to answer incorrectly, so we'd have a variety of data here. And then I even have a text box down here where they could add a short text answer. So it doesn't always have to be objective. You can have other things as well. And then at the bottom is the confirmation message. So what does my data look like? Well, I can see here, for one thing, here are the responses I had to the ones who took the quiz or the demo quiz for Flubaroo. And if I look at my Flubaroo responses just in the form itself, I get a great summary of responses right here. I can see that 9 responses, and it's broken into pie charts and give me all kinds of information on each one. So that is a great way to view your data already just within Google Forms. But now let's see, what would Flubaroo do for this? So when we're looking at the live form, this was our live form of what it looked like when people took the quiz. It entered information into a spreadsheet because I had it set up to automatically enter it into the spreadsheet, which is pretty much the default for Google Forms. So what I need to do next is install the script. Flubaroo is a script. And the way that I install a script, it's just a little program that works in the background with the data that I have. I can do it right here from my spreadsheet results. So I can go to Insert and I can pull down to Script. There's another way to do this as well. I could go to Tools and go to the Script Gallery. But let's go on and think Insert a Script. It's going to open the Script Gallery. And I have lots of categories, including education. But the quickest way to find it is just to type Flubaroo and do a search. Now there are lots of different scripts that work with lots of different kinds of tools in Google Apps, but this is the one I want to use today. So I do a search, and what it's going to have me do is install that script onto the spreadsheet. Now it's only specific for this one spreadsheet, so if I do another form later, I would want to install that one again later as well. If I wanted to use Flubaroo again, I would need to install it each time. So I'm going to install it. It's going to ask me to authorize and give it permission to run the script on my document. So it's taking just a minute. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to get the permission form to appear where we get the ability to authorize the script. And once it does that, then it's ready to run. And it's so quick to do. So here it says, do you want to use Flubaroo? I'm going to authorize it. I'll get a screen that says now I can run the script, and I can close it. And then I can close this window. And here is the difference you will see. Now when I look at my spreadsheet, I actually have a title here, Flubaroo. It shows me that I've installed the script. So this is how fast I can make this magic work. Go to Flubaroo and tell it to grade my assignment. It says, we're going to grade your assignment. Is that okay? And all you need to do is click OK. Now I can run the script. So it's running the script. It's going to take just a minute and go down till to grade it. Here it goes. And this is step 1. So in step 1, it gives me my grading options. What's really nice in this version of Flubaroo, we have the ability to weight different questions with different points. One of the neat things is it already recognizes that the first name, last name, and email address are student identifiers. So even though I have the option to weight those, I don't have to because it knows that's just information to identify the student who took the test. But then it has the different questions I asked and I can assign points. What is the capital of Tennessee? Because I live in Memphis, that's important to me, so I'm going to make it 2 points. Which one of the countries has the longest coastline? That's a little difficult. We didn't talk about it that much in class. I'm going to leave that as 1 point. The author of the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, was. I'm going to make that 3 points. That's important. What is the state flower of California? We talked about that some. I'm going to leave that at 1 point. And then this fun little activity I had with using the word Flubaroo in a short sentence, I'm not going to really grade that. I'm just going to skip it. So I have the ability to skip grading and do those manually or just not grade them at all. Now I continue. And the next thing Flubaroo wants to know is, where's my answer key? So as the person who created the form or the instructor, you have 2 options. You can go to the live form and fill it out as if you were a participant, giving all the correct answers that you want to use in your answer key. Or you can go to the spreadsheet and enter them across in a row, which I did. I just click on this one, which is my answer key, and continue, and now the magic begins. It's grading my assignment, and just like that, it's done. So I close this, and here are my results. I can look at how I want to view these results in many ways. So I can look at the top, and I have a summary up here in the top left corner where it shows the points possible were 7, the average points 4.33, how many people submitted 9, and how many questions had low scores 2. And I can see those right away. Those are the orange ones here. These are questions in which I have not very many right answers. So as a teacher, I might think, did I remember to teach that concept in that period class? Is that something that I need to go back and reteach because obviously they don't have a high level of understanding of that concept? Or if it's not important, I can go back and regrade under Flubaroo. I can just go regrade the assignment and choose not to grade those 2 questions or to lower the point value, whichever I prefer. Another great thing I have is the submission times, the names of every student who took this test, and gives them their total points, their percentages, the times they submitted. They can submit more than 1 time if you allow it. The answers they gave, the percentages below, and that I didn't grade these. So all of that is there. And what it actually did, it made a second tab, a second sheet to my spreadsheet. So here are my original submissions. If I go down here, and then here are the grades of Flubaroo assigned. So I have all this data, but even one more thing. The names and the information in red text, those are students who made less than 70% on their results. That tells me these students need some extra help. I really need to look at what questions they struggled with and maybe have them come to a tutorial after school this week. So that gives you that kind of data with where some problems might be. In addition, as if that's not enough, then we can also go up to Flubaroo and we can view a report here. And this report is a histogram. So in this report, I get a whole graph, a histogram type of graph that I can view my information and then email it to myself. So there goes my histogram, emailing to me the information from my test results. And one more magical thing is in 1 second, it will email the grades to everyone who participated. Now, actually, what I'm going to do for today is I'm going to remove these grades because I don't really want to email all these people who participated in this demo survey. But if I did want to email them, I would go up to email grades. I would just use the email address that was there. I can include a list of questions and scores. I can include an answer key if I'd like. And I can include a message such as, we will work on these concepts again in class this week, and then I can just click continue. It's probably going to tell me a failed because I had no email people there. That's right, because none were found because I removed their addresses. But it gives you that option to email everybody, so by the time students take a quiz at the end of the class period and maybe go to the next class, they could already have the results emailed to them. It's that quick. So think of all the ways you can use this with your students, with your classes, with your community, within your school, within your even greater community. It's a great tool to instantly grade, quickly grade. And there's some new options coming. That's in that first screencast I talked about, talking about the new options coming with Flubaroo, including more email options and the ability to handle larger amounts of text in a document or in a quiz option in a different way. So I hope that you'll go out and you'll try Flubaroo. I hope you'll create a form, install that script Flubaroo, grade it, and watch the magic begin. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you've learned something, and I hope this is something you can use in your classroom with your students. Bye now.